Dear viewers, today we are in Kibale National Park, Western Uganda. My name is Diana Chibuka, your host for the Rangers Show. Kibale National Park is well known for chimpanzees, but I believe there are other things that we can see in Kibale, like birds and so many other attractions within the park. I'm with the chief of Kibale National Park to specifically talk about the restoration program in Kibale. This program is making lots of wonders within this conservation area. Chief, I will not talk much about the project. Welcome to the show. Please introduce yourself and we get to hear from you.
Thank you very much, Diana. My name is John Justice Tibesugwa, and I'm the Chief Warden for Kibale Conservation Area, where Kibale National Park is located. Kibale National Park is a very important national park.
It is before Kibale Conservation Area, where Kibale National Park is located.
Yes.
What is the difference there?
The difference is that Kibale Conservation Area is more at a landscape and administrative level, where we have in it 4 wildlife protected areas, 2 national parks, Kibale National Park and the Sembliki National Park, and 2 wildlife reserves, Katonga Wildlife Reserve and the Toro Sembliki Wildlife Reserve. So very glad to host you here at Isunga, the headquarters of Kibale National Park, as well as the headquarters of Kibale Conservation Area.
Okay, I now get it. So we talk about the restoration program in Kibale National Park.
Yes.
What is this project about?
This project started about 30 years ago, but the need was due to the fact that part of Kibale National Park had earlier been encroached and degraded in the 1970s and then 1980s. And then late 1980s and early 90s, the encroachers who had occupied a very, very big portion of the national park in the central but also towards the south were removed and resettled outside the national park. So in order to address and reverse the encroachment and degradation, that is why we started this project of FACE about 30 years ago in the early to mid-90s.
So is UWA partnering with a number of partners in this project?
Yes, initially UWA has been partnering for a long time with the FACE, the Future, which is a partner organization that has supported this project for very many years. And of course, UWA has attached the human resource, but also a lot of other resources over the years. And over time, we have got on board another company called Prima Klima that is doing more of the marketing of especially the carbon credits which the forest actually fix. So I've had these partners for quite some time now, and it has been a very, very, very interesting project over the last 30 years.
So can we have more partners on board?
I think for now, the 2 partners that we have are adequate because we are into a partnership that is guided by a memorandum of understanding and memorandum of agreement. So this agreement defines very, very specifically what Uganda Wildlife Authority is supposed to do and what those other partners are actually supposed to do. So for now, the need for more partners is not necessary. It's not there.
When is the project running? Has it got a time limit or continuous project?
This project actually still continues because as we talk now, the entire area that we had identified in Impokia has all been restored at the moment, with the last planting happening between 1 and 2 years ago. So what now remains is to do the tending, but also protection of these trees and generally the ecosystem in this area, so that even the very last trees that were planted 1 to 2 years ago can actually also grow. Otherwise, those which were planted 15, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, are already a forest, like a mature forest, like you have already seen. So the idea now is to ensure that even these young trees that have just been planted are actually supported, but also protected to grow to maturity. And that means that we continue to do the tending, but we also continue to ensure that the forest does not catch fire. So we keep fires away, and we'll put in place some fire infrastructure like fire lines and fire breaks, but also we have the fire crews, we have the fire towers, and of course firefighting equipment to ensure that the protection is thorough, to guarantee that this forest will also grow to maturity and those areas get fully restored.
Where do those fires come from?
Sometimes fires are set by people who are illegally inside the park. Yes, and sometimes the fires can naturally come from the gardens outside the park and then cross into the national park. So these are things that we want to completely prevent, especially during the dry season.
That is when it happens. What?
Yes.
Okay. You talk about the project. Why did it really come? Apart from restoration of Kibale National Park, the degradation, are there other factors that pushed this project to also come? Apart from restoring the project, restoring the ecosystem in the national park, were there other pushing factors?
No, the other push factors are that this project was going to be very, very important for Uganda Wildlife Authority, but also for other partners and especially the community, because over the years we have implemented this project together with the community who have played a very, very important and key role in this project. First and foremost, once we started on reforestation or restoration, we went into the carbon market, where the carbon that is fixed here is actually sold. The carbon credits are sold on the carbon market in order for those companies that buy to offset their greenhouse gases emission in the world. So it is a form of green business because it enables us to actually get funding. And as we talk now, the project mainly runs on this revenue that is generated from the carbon sales. That was one factor to generate revenue. But also the other factor was to support the local community who have done a lot of activities, right from tending, the ones who do the tending, they do the nursery bed and operate nursery bed. And when they raise the seedlings, they sell them to the project. They maintain all forms of infrastructure like roads, project roads, the parks and the trails, the fire lines, the tending, the constructions that
So
go
basically,
on.
most of that work is done by the community.
Yes, all that work is actually done by the community. We don't have a lot of people that are formally employed by UWA on the project. They are very, very few. The majority of that work is done
By the community.
actually by the community. And as a result, of course, they get a lot of revenue, which has helped to support a lot of livelihood needs of households around the project area. But also, there have been in the part of the revenue that we generate from these carbon credits is shared with the community to directly support some livelihood and income generating projects. We have supported them in various projects. We have a very long list. For example, we have given out maize meals. We have done security lightings in some trading centers. We have given various community members goats and bulls and cows. We've given them motorcycles, we bought bicycles for them. So basically, this project has delivered a lot of benefits to the neighboring communities
And
around
it is
the
still
project
delivered.
area. And it is still delivering
Okay.
until such a time when the youngest trees are fully mature and can therefore live independently without a big need for serious support.
Okay.
Yes.
After the restoration, are we seeing more animals into the park? Is the population going up?
Yes, given that the area has generally got restored, the vegetation is up, the forest is up there, the diversity of life is increasing. The more the trees get restored, the more the forest gets restored, the more we see a lot of animals as well. You know, the forest is just part of the bigger ecosystem. So we see the animals following this restored forest because it comes with a lot of food for various species of animals. We have seen an increment in the presence of elephants. The buffaloes are very many there. You can see quite big herds. Yes.
Buffalo.
Yes, even chimpanzees are now there. And there is a chimpanzee community that we actually are following up with the intention of habituating it for tourism. A lot of animals, even birds, are very, very many in that place. So after restoring it, what now next? Besides the carbon cells, we are now looking at developing tourism in that place because that part of the national park is now very, very beautiful and has got a lot of potential for tourism development. So we are coming up with ideas and putting them together for consideration by management so that we can start tourism in that place because by all standards the area now is very beautiful and good for tourism. I want to thank every stakeholder that has made a contribution to the conservation of Kibale National Park. Looking beautiful the way you see it, and I want to encourage every other Ugandan and people from across the world to come and see what beauty that there is in Kibale National Park. We have a lot of tourism products and services in Kibale National Park. We have the highest density of primates in Kibale National Park. The reason we call Kibale the primate capital of the world, 13 primate species, and it's the best place where one can view and track chimpanzees from. But we also have a lot of birds, so for those who love birding, Kibale National Park is certainly a place. We have nature walks, and we are developing many other tourism products in this place, including the Golden Cat experience, which we are still developing at the moment. I want to thank you.
It is now time for us to go to the forest and see what is happening there. Keep with us until we come out of the forest. Having heard from the Chief Warden, Kibale National Park, we are now with the implementers of the project. Here with me is Afande Kigenyi. Please introduce yourself and we get to hear more about the project.
Thank you, Diana. I'm Kigenyi Richard. I'm the senior warden in charge for forest restoration. Good to see you.
Good to see you. We've heard from the Chief Warden about the general view of the project. So when did this whole project start? I'm seeing a lot of trees planted here.
This program started 30 years ago. That's in 1994, 1995. This project is when it started. And its aim was to restore Kibale's lost ecological glory to what it is now.
Okay.
And yeah, we have been working for that time. And our emphasis was inside the forest through planting natural trees of Kibale National Park.
Natural trees.
Natural
so we are
trees.
not planting any commercial trees?
No.
Why the natural trees?
Reason is that early in the 60s, when people encroached Kibale National Park, the trees that we found there were natural trees, the indigenous trees of Kibale National Park. But because of pressure for the resource, pressure for land, people had to cut all these trees, and this place was left bare because there were houses, there were settlements, there were farmlands. So later, when these people were removed out, this place was left bare. because of fires, because of lumbering, this place could not recover on its own. And it's the reason why government, through Uganda Wildlife Authority, had looked for methods on which to see that this place recovers that ecological integrity.
What are the coverage area for the place?
Over 10,000 hectares had been cleared by that time. And it was so prudent that it recovers very fast because, one, fires were always sweeping in through the game corridor, and the poachers also were starting to hunt using fires. So it would not actually recover generally. And it's the reason why we had to come in and start the tree planting program. And I'm glad that in this exercise, we were using the very communities that were inside here as a way of involving them into the program.
So when the communities were sent out of the land, the parkland, they did not completely go. You got them on board.
Yeah, most of these people actually were farmers
within the park.
They were in the settlers were doing farming, and when they went out, it meant that they were rendered jobless. So mechanisms were out there to see ways of how they can be occupied. And even when you look at conservation, you can't do it alone.
True.
So they had to look out for these people who are formerly inside here and were integrated into conservation management through direct employment, where they would earn revenue or income to support themselves and actually even support their families.
Are they still part of the project?
Exactly. Most of them are part of these homes. The trading center you saw, most of the people there were part of the workers here. Their kids have grown, they have gone to school. Some of them are back here working with us. Some are actually involved into other programs. But when they are there, they really recognize Kibale National Park as an important project for them that has supported their livelihood after the park.
So looking at what is happening, looks like a lot of impact has been created about this whole project. What are those key impacts that we can really talk about for OA, for conservation, and for the communities out there?
Yeah. If you look at the objectives of this program, one being that they wanted to recover Kibale's lost ecological integrity. Then the other one is offering jobs to the community. The third one is displaying to the world that raising natural forests is important, and then raising the forests which absorb carbon dioxide emission. As an achievement, UWA has actually registered the recovery of this forest. Like what you see behind here is a sign of intervention that has been put in by government. Secondly, we see a lot of wildlife that has returned. We have the elephants, we have many chimpanzees. As you know, Kibale is a primate capital.
Primate capital.
You can hardly move through this place without seeing a primate. So we have very many here. The communities outside there are really benefiting. They are developing themselves. And when you're from Bigodi, there are some forest extensions that are there. Those are as a result of our pockets, because in our community programs we promote natural tree afforestation. So people out there actually planting natural trees
in their own spaces,
in their own
to the forest,
on their land. And then I can say that the forest has absorbed 1.5 million tons of carbon, through which we are utilizing to sustain conservation management of Kibale National Park.
So a little bit about the carbon project. How is it gaining the communities? Are they also involved in the carbon project as a community, or it's partly OA?
To start with the restoration, communities are involved right from the beginning. And when it comes to biodiversity management, biodiversity monitoring, the communities are there. Now, when you go outside for resource protection, the community member is involved. And when we come to carbon monitoring or carbon data collection, I myself and the community who are working here have been trained on how to collect data. So somewhere in January, we shall be doing another round of data collection. And we don't work alone, we work with the community. So what we are remaining with is in the analysis. Soon, which we shall do, but we want to do our first learn so that they can triple down the training so that people get to know what it really involves in data collection.
Because I believe there is a lot of science with carbon data analysis. How is the community managing this?
For those who are working with, they know the elementary part of it. One is that carbon is to do with tree growth. In that when a tree absorbs carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, it absorbs. It's like the way you absorb food. Now, when you keep it in your body, there's always a change. Yes, fertile, yes, that. So we go in to measure the size of the tree trunk, the tree base, the tree wood. We measure that one. Then we measure the size of the crown, how it is growing. And the different trees have different characteristics. So we use an app called the Field Map. That one is incorporated with all these botanical attributes that when you carry this information, it's fed in the computer, and then the computer, at the end of the day, will tell you how much carbon has been actually sequestered by that tree.
All right.
Yes. And after that, of course, we are assessed internationally. We get auditors who come in and they check the methods we use in data collection. And if so that we've done it well, then our carbon is rendered onto the market for people to buy. And should we get revenue, then we are subjected on methodologies which show us on how to use this fund.
So there is some revenue that's collected from the carbon.
Yes.
And that is shared between?
It's shared between now. When the funds come out, we run what we call the biodiversity, community and climate program. This is about sharing the carbon revenue. That 50% of this money, of course, is retained by the funder. And the 50% comes to Uganda. Now, of the 50% which comes to Uganda, 70% of that money, 70% of the 50%, is invested back into conservation. Management. And the 30% is given to the community. Now, through identified programs and the projects, then communities actually are funded based on what they came up with.
The projects they present to all.
Yes, through the community conservation warden and the community conservation field assistant, they engage the communities in coming up with the programs they want to be funded. And at the end of the day, we have a community steering committee that comes and verifies the groups that have been
they have gone through.
Yes, and through that, then we fund these programs.
The restoration program in Kibale National Park, like we have had, is being driven alongside with the community people. With us are some of the community people that benefited or are benefiting from the project. And with me is Justus. He's going to take us through how the community benefits from the project and probably what you see that could be done more with us in this kind of collaboration. Justus, you can introduce yourself.
I'm Justus Mvangizi. I'm from one of the communities that are adjacent Kibale National Park, Warefest project. We are glad that we are blessed that find we are near the restoration project. As community members, first and foremost, we get employments. We are working the project. We are able to support our children. On the same cause, we heard of carbon credit benefit. Like there is some percentage of the funds of the revenue that we arise it from carbon sales and is given back to community. We as Mainaro Workers Association, we formed that association and we registered it to the sub-county and we proposed it to the project to support us with a motorcycle to ease transport. As in our area, we have poor road network access and we are somehow distant to the town. So we proposed to the project to support us with 3 motorcycles, and lucky enough, in 2020, we were able to receive 1 motorcycle which is helping us much. We give it out to one of the community members to always use it in border business. He always reports weekly 60,000, excluding his package. And out of that motorcycle, we have been in position to buy more too from the revenue realized from that motorcycle. And we also have in our treasury around 2.8 million, of which we are proposing in the future to use the funds to also raise or come up with a nursery bed to also support the project. As we know, the project is restoring. We would wish also to have a tree nursery to supply to the project, as we also contribute part of conservation. Also, as a project, we know in the area there is a challenge of catering. So we intend more to buy catering items. In our group, we have 4 ladies, we have 11 men. So we intend to use the funds also to have catering items so that we can hire them out to also supplement on our income.
So just as you talked about, at first you said it was a men's group. Then I heard you got ladies on board. So as the group grows, are we having more ladies on board?
Actually, how it started, the workers who used to work in Mainaro sat down and also formed association. Later, we started in 2000 and trained and 2000. Then later, in 2023, after benefiting from the project, it attracted attention of very many community members, and now we started welcoming other new entrants. It's when the ladies also applied and we gave them an opportunity.
That was a nice one.
Now, when you come here on the conservation fund, but yes, we pay the field assistants. We run infrastructure development. We have the community education center. We want to utilize the communities again to learn more. It's a hole that we have put up. Then also putting up hostels to support researchers, and that when they want to study more on restoration, the infrastructure is there. We have the power line, we just extended this place that will support daily running of the program. We have also ranger accommodations that you will put up so that it can support in accommodating our rangers in the field, and various programs that come up.
Okay, I find our viewers out there may think that this is a one-time project. Is it a continuous project? Do we plant once and we left, or we are planting in phases?
If one starts with the objective, what is the objective of your program? Because when you are talking of managing a forest, now you see the changes we are having. You have to continuously run the project. Now, 30 years ago is when we started, and we've been coming slowly. Then the contract between us and the funder will go for 60 years. And we keep reviewing it to see how we are progressing. If we can stand ourselves that we can run this program, then we may not need the funder. But we still need them for technical guidance. We still need them for market. But these funds which are coming, they're helping us to address the issues that risk the forest. So it's not a one-time thing. It's a continuous thing that we keep working together with the community.
What are those risks? You talked about this.
Yes, the risks like Kibale. If you see now, there's a lot of population pressure that the communities have depleted all the resources from their land. So they keep looking at the forest for
other resources.
To survive. Now, the park will become an island. You see the issues of human-wildlife conflict. It affects somewhat the relationship with the community. So if we go in and address those factors that are related to human-wildlife conflict, then we shall maintain our relationship. You can see issues of climate change. The impacts are real. That in the forest now we have invasive plants. Now, those invasives alter the continuous growth of the forest. So we work upon towards removing them.
With the communities.
Yes, we employ the communities. When you see the people don't know what to do, what climate change is. So through our awareness programs, we reach out to them and sensitize them so that they don't really look at eating alone, but they have to be conscious of the environment around them. Yes.
Okay, issues of environment cannot end in just a one day. Meet us again next time. In Jan, we are coming back to look at how carbon is measured. Make sure you don't miss that episode where we shall be practically doing the carbon,
Data collection
at Kibale National Park.